afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting, amazing Propagandacast with me, your host ImperialDane, Master Propaganda Hero, Psych, Defender of the Fatherland, your one trusted source of all company heroes entertainment, right here for 2 vs 2 on Elst Outskirts. We got here in the north Ps3yes and Caesar fighting for Commonwealth, King and Country. Rolling out here for the Guards Armour Division. Me and Caesar having a bit of friendly banter there. He's seeming always forgetting why I get replays of his matches, and I point out, A, this is a joke, and more importantly, just point out I keep observing them. And as in the south, we got me, and we got Sotjador fighting here for the German Army, Deutschland, the 10th SS Panzerdivision Frundsberg. We got Caesar here, by the way, pushing ahead here aggressively. We got Commandos, Special Weapons, and Mobile Assault along with Royal Engineers, Feuersturm, Luftwaffe, Elite Armored, Mechanized Assault, German Infantry, and German Mechanized. Folks are closing up here. Is the section here. Heavy engagement by the carve point there. Sotjador quickly moving machine gun to back up there. Very nice work there by Sotjador. More section pushing in there from Caesar as the Scotch German parties down south here, heading up the field point. Bit of skirmishing overall. My folks are going to have to fall back. I'm going to have to move up more infantry as soon as I can. Top contest in this case, I'm going for a double Sturmpioneer start. A bit more risky in some fashions, but on the other hand can also provide you with a lot more aggressive firepower. And in case of light vehicles, they do have a decent chance of, say if you've got 2 Sturmpioneers got together, of taking them out. So there's sort of a few reasons there. Plus, I just kind of like having double Sturmpioneers out. So part of it is admittedly also just personal preferences. More forces on the way there for me. Sotjador, so far nothing else. Might be going here for an early sniper. Ps3yes and Caesar here with a mix of machine guns and sections. Caesar though acting up more support weapons comparatively. Ps3yes so far just thinking the section we're going for. And there you go. Going for deep flank the Sturmpioneers. I managed to catch the Vickers as it moves towards the front line here and cleared out almost entirely with my Sturmpioneers. One reason why flanks can be very nice. They can completely blindside your opponent. Sotjador moving up his machine to back up. He's got the Sturmpioneers moving in here. 2 squads equipped with the Sturmgewehr 44. We see here that Caesar is completely falling back, leaving the entire west centre open. And I'm taking advantage of this to, pay off Sotjador for his support by moving my Sturmpioneers towards Ps3yes carve point, putting pressure on him. Also grabbing the point here, lining off in the centre. Machine gun moving ahead here. Sturmpioneers are catching the section up close. Sniper out there for Sotjador. Up close to the Sturmpioneers, route the section with ease. Folks are moving ahead here. Push here around close, taking fire from the sniper, then the Pioneers. It's Ps3 is going to be careful and doesn't end up suffering 2 men loss. We've got the US Guards straight up with the Sturmpioneers. Second squad nearby, could try and overwhelm. Basil galloping forwards here. Let's see what he wants to. If it's to rest and mull out or something else. We've got W Universities out here from the British. There is a lot of light vehicles. Sturmpioneers got been caught, and I end up just retreating here since the Sturmpioneers on their own certainly do not stand much of a chance against those. Well, in this case, I thought I'd ordered a retreat, but apparently for some reason the order had not gone through. That occasionally happens, so I had to do it again. Otherwise, in the south here, we got movement here, machine gun holding up there, protecting the western side a bit here. Caesar moving up there with the section, advancing for King and Country. Of course, they're engaging. Battle Group headquarters up for me to provide reinforcement, or more importantly, healing and just fast and cheap tech compared to the Mechanized Regiment, which is a bit more expensive. Isn't that right, Basil? Yes, it is. Forces laying up sandbags to help defend the centre victory point a bit more versus the Tommies. Back here we got reinforcement. Battle Group headquarters halfway done. Take up there for Sotjador with more Pioneers away for him. Rather like to one he's got going there for the Allies. We got take up there for both British players. Though Caesar there's a bit slower. In the centre here, Caesar's making for a big push from the machine and infantry Nertka backing up here, sectioning about. Laying down sandbags in front of the battle wire, since of course they just wide off. First bit of sandbags, he just lays down more. Always fun when that happens. Sniper creeping about here for Sotjador and the 10th SS Panzerdivision Frundsberg. Was created in 1943, I believe. Had a few struggles initially actually getting enough recruits, since initially the Waffen-SS had very high and strict requirements for recruiting, but they rather had to give up after they simply couldn't get the recruits they needed. They had to lower the standards, plus they had to pull recruits from other areas. There's in fact some debates there about allowing people from a certain year to actually be recruited in larger numbers than usual, but they were actually against that for different reasons. Can't quite remember them now. Sturmpanzer and 40 got one pantry up to help you with a light vehicle. Straight into the Vickers machine gun. Their second squad gets suppressed. Fighting for the cutoff point. Intending a grenade off here. That's all running a bit about here. Trying to find a nice spot to sleep on. On me, that is. So if you're hearing any sort of weird purring noises, that would be my cat who's finding himself a nice comfortable spot. Machine gun there suppressing the two sections. Made nice work there by Sotjador. Pioneers moving up here for Sotjador's got a 2-2 up the like a punches wagon. Wasp out here for Ps3yes. Almost getting up here in the retreating sections. Really close one there, but Wasp is going to have to force Sotjador to get the machine gun out. Note by we're going here for Elite Armour. I was a bit unsure if I wanted to go for Luftwaffe or Feuersturm actually, but in the end I decided on Elite Armour simply because I kind of figured versus the British, I could, aim for more infantry-centric strategy, but the British tend to just clear that with bolted sections and lots of Brens and whatnot. So kind of figured I'd rather push for the armoured edge by going for Elite Armour, using the heat rounds, the Panzer Commanders, and other stuff, and more importantly, using the 221, 223 tactic to give me more fuel early on. That way I'm just, more solidly pushing for the armor edge there. Again, I could have gone for, say, something like Fallschirmjägers or anything like that, but I was a bit again worried that an infantry-centric strategy could get punished a bit harshly. So, big force here moving in. The double Sturm Pioneers, one full squad, and the 221 being upgraded here to the 223 with the Funk set there. Flanking up here behind the section, fuel point ready neutral. Up north here we got Sotjador finding out with the Tommies, finding out in the centre as well here. Salt's got the machine gun up trying to support. Section there routed. Big sweeping push here with the Sturm Pioneers. Lots of assault rifles going to do a lot of damage, and there you go. Troops retreated. In the north here we got Sotjador routing some of the Tommies, also doing telemines down there. Good mining by Sotjador. Caesar finding himself falling back here to a second line of defence by the northern victory point, or western victory point, depending a bit on how the map is supposed to be sort of read in terms of north and west south. Mines laid down, but already spotted here. That's a rather unfortunate development there for Sotjador. 50 munitions essentially down the drain. 2 moving northwards here. Now they got a full squad moving in to quickly hit the fuel point there, at least to deny them resource well. Sturm Pioneers moving forward to the full grab points here, since the Sturm Pioneers are better assault troops than the Fult's going to do, so they're doing a bit more careful management. 2 to 3 here, setting up to immediately grab the fuel, and again, that way, give me more. So I'm currently the one with the most fuel per minute at 33. Sturm Pioneers versus the Inverse Care, misses with the Pantry Shake. Other Sturm Pioneers going up here, I'm going to have to win, but there you go. Second Wasp out, noting they have double Wasps out here. Very nasty there, AC on the way there for Ps3yes. Other one moving up here close. Sturm Pioneers trying to get close, almost getting it. No, they're sort of like they're doing some damage, and they both Sturm Pioneers squad, so they probably could have taken out, but instead, the Inverse Care they get. So in fact, both end up getting away, though. Both end up heavily damaged as well. So in the end, though, here, Sotjador managed to take out the Wasp here with his 2-2. Nice work there by Sotjador. I reasonably regularly play with him. He's a very good teammate, very good player as well. Sturm Pioneers squad the wiped here, didn't retreat fast enough. In fact, I just sort of pulled back. So that was me getting punished here by Ps3yes and Caesar, noting they're very keen on working together to get overwhelming local superiority there. In a sense, aiming for a destruction in detailed strategy. That, of course, kind of gets a bit blobby and, of course, has its own disadvantages. Going for an MD-34s, I do realise they are getting rather aggressively bunched up, so machine gun there would help me a lot in containing some of their assaults. But now I'm getting 46 fuel per minute, meaning I'm getting a lot, an awful lot. So that's basically allowing me to, more aggressively tech, which is basically the overall plan. Get out tanks as fast as possible versus the British. Pack 40 opening up here, further harassment up behind the British lines as Ps3yes walks right past. So far the Germans are a bit in control in terms of map control. 2 to 3 defends the fuel point here, trot them away there. Noting Sotjador has gone for Mechanized. Ps3yes and Caesar so far remaining a bit more cautious there. Ps3yes goes for Commandos. Also got a sniper out there on the way for Caesar. Ps3yes no further sign of anything else. In the centre we've got the 2 minute to gate the section. Also note the 10th SS along with the 9th SS were actually initially created as Panzer gunner divisions, but at some point roughly halfway through the training period they were upgraded to full-on Panzer divisions, having to hand over some of their troops and equipment actually to other divisions. For example, I think they had to hand over their motorcycles from the reconnaissance battalion to the 17th SS, which was, well, roughly around that time point up, so that would have been probably somewhere early 1944. Pack 40 there being assaulted by the Commandos. Nasty insertion there by Ps3yes heading in there on Sotjador's pull pack. Got a nice bold strike there with Ps3yes. Wasp then getting the folks that you see there pulling back here as well. Caesar certainly keeping up pressure there as well. Not missing a beat. Sturmpani's running past the sections here. A few losses here for Caesar. No white, but just mana cash this. AC Pantherfaz, slowing that down a bit. North being seized here once more by Ps3yes and the British. We got the AC pulling ahead like Ken moving about, and obviously wants something to do with those light vehicles to the side. Well, theoretical Panther-Treks. Commandos running in here, trying to pull back the machine gun, and of course draw them into the 2-3's line of fire, and of course the Sturmpanis. 2-2 joining in. In fact, looks like Ps3yes might have just gotten a bit too greedy. And we see the results here, full wipe on the Commandos, most likely happening, and there you go, down it goes. Bit of a blow there to Ps3yes, quite expensive, pack 40 rather aggressively forwards here. Wiped by the sniper, a bit extending the effort saved by Sotjador. Sturmpas being pushed back, and there you go. Wasp taken out here, no, it's the Sturmpas being pushed back, they're pushing back the Wasp. So a few losses here for the Allies, though of course they have gained a lot of ground in the process and disrupted the German supply lines. So of course not all poorly executed there though, at a rather high cost. 6 pounder gun away there for Caesar. As for Ps3yes, and no further signs of anything. Point there being secured. And take off for Sotjador being done. Just need to reconnect stuff, then it's up the Schwerpunkt quarters to cover here. Salvaging for a bit of extra fuel. The more fuel I can get, the better, obviously, since that helps me just a bit faster towards the tanks, which again is very much the core of my strategy. Sturmpuning over the section here. We got section makers moving up the west side. In the center, we got Ps3yes a bit on defense. And up north here, Caesar's repairing, reinforcing, healing, preparing for the next attack against the Jerrys. Sotjador there, taking advantage of the Allies' focus on the centre south to push north. And there you go, Caesar ends up with the final doctrine here. Before note by 20 minutes, really good stuff here. He has gone for Royal Engineers. Usually you wait till like 20 minutes, you're usually missing out any real benefit from choosing a doctrine that anyway. So, but right here we got sort of reasonably active doctrinal choices from all sides. Sniper getting killed in the Sturmpanis, but 2 gained. So good. Sappers pushing back the Grenadiers. Mine goes off here, destroys Ps3yes. AC, absolute great value there for Sotjador. Quite a blow there to Ps3yes, who finds himself short of 1 armoured car against the Hun. Noting now the British players yet to take up. Sotjador's yet to build the Suprema Core, whereas my Schwerpunkt quarters is done, and I'm not far off from a Panzer IV. I mean, again, thanks to that 2-3, I'm just getting that much more fuel. Allow me to just that bit faster move towards tanks. So in this regard, it can be a really good investment to get out of 2-3 in certain situations. Because again, that much more fuel again, it doubles the income at any point it's positioned on. So instead of just getting 7 fuel, I'm getting 14 fuel per minute. That's big. More than easily just quickly covers the investment you had to make in fuel for it in the first place with that upgrade. That's 10 fuel, but I've already earned that in by far. Fuel cash up for Ps3yes. Probably realizing it needs to get up some fuel there because they're going to get raced down by me, and that's not going to be fun. There we go. Panther on the way there. Oberstein on the way as well to follow up here. Some hardened elite infantry. The 10th SS, like any division, sort of created in better times, at least relatively better times for the German army in 1943-44. Of course, there were issues, but usually had a core of veterans from different divisions. Usually, in the case of the SS divisions, other Waffen-SS divisions. Most of the core infantry was made up of ethnic Germans from Romania and Hungary. Fun note there. Sturmpanies with the sappers up close. They need to retreat with the Sturmpanies soon. Another Panther-Trek on the way here, since never hurts to have more Panther-Treks. And so far, the Allies haven't been laying down a lot of mines anyway, so I can just focus on the Panther-Trek to deal with vehicles, giving us a bit of nature there. They seem moving forward to tank as well there, possibly threatening here in the 2-3, and I in fact realised this, and so I pack it up to set it up elsewhere. You might ask, where do I set it up? I actually moved towards here, where it's slightly further out of the way, but still on the point. Basically, I'm just hiding it out of sight, and then setting it up again. Partly, I'm also just banking on the Schwerpunkt quarters drawing fire here as well. I could probably actually move the door towards here on the other side of the river. That probably might actually be in a better spot, but in this case, I'm just banking on Ps3yes and Caesar being a bit blind or greedy. Grab the victory point here. Another fuel cash out for Ps3yes, meaning they're not getting a lot of fuel overall compared to us. Certainly also a good move there. So of course those benefits both sides. My 2 to 3 only benefits me. But there you go. Of course in this case the plan, of course, I then use my Panzer IV to gain enough as edge there to support, you know, they can sort of relieve pressure on Sotjador. But there you go. First tank out is mine. We can see that Ps3 is taking up. Caesar is not quite taking up on the other hand. Panzer IV getting the Panzer Command on the way to help deal with anti-tank guns and other things. Sotjador's got his own Panzer IV as well. Moving ahead here, AC moving forwards, and I calling the artillery on the 6-pounder gun now. The anti-tank opening up the Panzer IV. Heavy damage being inflicted. Pulling back here with the Panzer IV, they've got a bit of a slowed up engine. Sniper moving up here for Sotjador. And there you go. He doesn't move the anti-tank in time and it gets destroyed here by the artillery barrage. Panzer IV dodges one shot, then does not get blown apart. That would have been a bit uncomfortable for me. Fighting for the center here. Second Oberson squadron on the way there. First moving ahead here with the light machine gun. MG42 hanging back. Up north, Sotjador is hitting the fuel point there. Of course, thanks to the double fuel caches. The Allies aren't going to be too badly affected by that. Of course, we're just going to get more fuel. So it's great for us, though. Fulton moving here, charging towards the center victory point. Second Oberson squad almost done. AC falling back. We've got Sappers putting forward here with flamethrowers up there for Caesar's Royal Engineers. Baker's coming up the western flank, pushing back my Obersoldaten. Panzer IV in need of repairs very badly. And we got another command squad landing in here for Ps3yes. Noting he's got a lot of munitions. Might be saving up for some stuff here. Repairs happening up. In fact, we got a smoke screen though. Down from my light infantry gun, which I brought up, I believe. Or is that his mortar? Was it? Huh. Okay, it was self-repairs. I just wasn't sure. I know I get a light infantry gun at some point in laying down smoke screens, but apparently I was a bit too quick there on it. Sotjador's now they're doing good work. Cromwell away there for Caesar. And Ps3 almost got a tank out as well. Moving up my Sturmpioneers to repair Sotjador's Panzer IV. Little bits of teamwork like that can also make a difference. AC moving ahead here, pushing down this west side. Okay, not quite angled correctly to help to deal with that. And there we go. And now I'm going for the light infantry gun. The lighter infantry Geschütz. Trenches being dug in to help defend the far western victory point. Center victory point being seized here by Caesar's infantry. Northern point being grabbed by Ps3 section. Cromwell out there, and second Cromwell on the way there. Lots of tanks on the field now. A total of 4 mediums. Plus some lighter vehicles. Second Oberson squad being upgraded with a light machine gun. Sotjador's Panzer IV pushing up through the centre with a limited infantry support and might not make as many gains as it can. Note though the layered machine gun position here with sandbags as well, so it'll make it a bit hard for the Allies to push, or Germans to push through. Very nice work here. Oberson catching units off guard. Morton placement up here. Clearly indicating the Allies are, to an extent, focusing on me and my half of the map. They're definitely sort of seeing me as the bigger threat to an extent. The Sotjador's making great progress because, at times at least, because they're then focusing on me and then they end up having to double back to deal with what Sotjador's doing and then a push forwards. But Morton placement up here. Trenches as well. I mean, they're clearly looking forward to beating me up. We got a fuel cache up here for Sotjador, benefiting, of course, him and me at the same time. So nice work there by Sotjador. He's brought up the Sturmgeschütz 3 ausführen geht. Very nice investment there. But also moving up here to back up things. Cromwell there flanking the Stub. Not good, not good. Kinda scheiße. Landing up for an assault here. Bring up the light infantry gun. And I will likely be laying down the smoke screen. There we go. Sotjador popping a smoke screen to cover up his own Stub's retreat. Nice work there by Sotjador, by the way. And the go smoke screen in front of the Vickers and anti-tank in position, allowing to push forward here with infantry and with armour. Always a good idea to prepare an assault with the smoke screen, that way you know obfuscate the line of sight of the enemy. Trench being evacuated, in fact, as I pull through here. Morton placement open. Noting though that Caesar is building up a Morton placement further behind. Foxes also pushing in here. Morton placement at 5. Panther 4 slowly moving ahead here, trying to take out the anti-tank and then a spot the other Morton placement. And I grumble a bit about it. Panther moving up and engaging the Cromwell here. Sappers there, holding up the line. I'm at least hoping to get rid of one of the Morton placements because otherwise my side of the map is going to be absolute hell. There you go, Kedron's running up. Panther 4 taking heavy damage here from the advancing British armour. We've got air support coordinated by Sotjador to lay down smoke bombs to support me. and cover up my tank. Very nicely appreciated there by Sotjador. There's some expert team game there. Thumbs up to Sotjador, really. Panzer IV moving up here with spotting scopes as well. No sign of, for example, a mechanized grenadier group. That might be a bit pointless at the moment. Center point here, we got a bit of digging in and repairs at the same time. Still, that is one more replacement that remains in work here. See some Ps3yes armored pool is a bit danged up and need of repairs. Panzer IV flanking up, hitting one of the allied fuel caches. Nice work there by Sotjador. And sneaking north until we're going to these MD-42s. And I'm going for a Panther to help deal with the large British armoured numbers. I could, of course, have gone for a Panther IV sooner, but I kind of figure I want a Panther out, though. Maybe I could have gone for a Panther IV. Particularly since I did go for Elite Armour, which does feel opening up for heat rounds. Smoke screen down here again to help cover, in case, there's something setting up here to, not on my troops. Plus, it makes it hard for them to observe the point, so once it's mine, he can't just easily shoot at it with his mortars, so there's, a few advantages to laying down smoke screens. But generally, there's always a reason to lay down a smoke screen. And just roughly anticipate your opponent's positions to be. Almost got the victory point here. 302 versus 325. Panther almost done there for the 10th SS. Another Cromwell out here for the Guards Armour Division, bringing up to a total of 3 tanks versus 3 tanks as well. And 1 Stuhl, which is not a tank, but an assault gun. And 10th SS would have had a bunch of Stuhls attached to its Panzer Battalion, or the second one, since we couldn't get full Panzer IVs. 2 of the battalions that had to make do with Stuhls. 2 here falling back on the face of the Cromwell, pushing forward to Pat 40 covering up as well. Smokes down from the Cromwell on front of the victory point. Nice work there by Ps3yes. Thumbs up. Good smoke usage, I would say, is a crucial skill on the higher ranks of the game. So thumbs up there to, well, most players in this match so far, actually. Section moving about here for Caesar. What was on the fire there? Guy kept appears out of nowhere and takes off a nice hit here. Panther moving up for the German army, die Deutsche Panzerwaffe. Equipped, of course, with the Panzer Commando as well, there for increased line of sight and accuracy. Since the Panther has longer range, it doesn't hurt for it to be able to see farther, anyways. But that didn't work out, so falling back with the Panther up north here. Section being routed by the Panzer IV. Noting while we hear that Sotjador's going for a howitzer, probably help deal with the Allied artillery, and of course just bombard them. Caesar going for a fly, they're good. Infantry forwards here. Lots of action here going on so far. Centre area being secured here by Sotjador. 2 to 3 just having yourself a nice time here by the riverside. MD-34 covering up here. Panther probably should be pulled a bit further back. Honestly, a bit of risky position I got going there. Stuhl there, ready to ambush any advancing British armour. Howitzer is not being ducked quite yet. I'm also setting up Mechanized ready. It wasn't actually intentionally, I think, to set up next to it. It's just, I figured it was a good spot. Either way, though, can assist both me and Sotjador with repairs, which is pretty much the reason I'm going for it, since I'm more or less at full pop cap plus. At some point, if we lose a tank, I figure you maybe be able to go for a King Tiger. Right here, though, I make a mistake. Push my Panther in too far. With minimal support, also an area can easily be ambushed, and unsurprisingly, I get heavily punished and almost more or less lose the Panther immediately. So that was really poorly done there by me, to be honest. Should have backed up with the other Panzer IV before rushing in the Panther alone like that. And had more infantry support ready, so that was not well done there by me. That was rather poorly done, and I got rightfully punished there by Ps3yes and Caesar. Also, I'm doing some damage here, causing some casualties amongst the allies. I mean, Ps3yes infantry is mostly dead now. Unit that wiped out here, costing my remaining folks going to this squad, leaving the only orbital died in Sturmpaniers, by the way. Another Cromwell out here for Ps3yes. That's going to be a lot of tanks. Caesar's Fireflies already. In the centre, Sturmgeschütz remain on watch. And we got artillery firing away here, trying to silence the mortar emplacement, I believe. Though it's mostly hitting anything else but it. Sotjador is planning a tier 4 there. Mechanized rating up. Repair party is also done. I should be also roughly informing him at some point in the future that it's ready, so he actually knows, alright, he can just pull his armor towards there and he doesn't have to manage it anymore. Until it's fixed, that is. Commandos signing up here to sort of quick counter-attack in case the fuel point gets harassed. Nice work there. Bit of quiet here. Panzer moving forwards, closing in on Veterans 1. Sotjador floating. An awful lot of manpower though. This time popping a regular barrage. They're probably going for smoke. Panzer 4 looking back. Commandos are hiding. He can't see them, so nice setup there by Ps3yes. Very nice setup. Second pushing back. Here come machine guns. Smoke up here. It actually gives away, you know, these repairing stuff there. They don't quite rush in there since I don't know what else he has there. I assume he might, you know, actually even could be using this as bait. Which it actually could be considering what he's got concentrated there. Anyways, big allied assault being set up here. 3 Cromwells from Ps3yes, Caesars 1 and the Firefly Infantry and tank is moving up here. I got 1 Panther Orbs on them being routed already. Machine guns up in the best. Oh, good spot. Definitely one expecting that. Artillery called in the machine gun. Probably too late, but at least push back some of this stuff. Cromwell's advancing. Smoke's going off from the machine gun to help the infantry advance and the anti-tank guns. Very good. Panther Stroop moving up in support. Nice work there. Going straight for the Schwer punted quarters. No, they're the 223 is so far not drawing any attention. Line for gun needs to go. We got Sturm Punch with the Panther striking up. Got the Panther popping heat rounds here to increase the damage. Nice flank down the Cromwell. Sturm Punch can't move because of the Panther 4 though. Schwer punted quarters about to go down here. Another hit there, might be able to get 1 Cromwell. Firefly taking heavy damage from the Stroop, and there we go, 1 Cromwell down. Cromwell moves ahead here. Anti-tank being pushed back. Schwer punted quarters down though. Bombers ready, and meanwhile Sotjador seeing advance about going down the south to push north. At least the fuel point is still ours, but losing the Schwer punted quarters, of course, is rather costly me. On the other hand, I got plenty of fuel now. And I have all 3 buildings, meaning I'm just going to go straight for the King Tiger. My only issue is I can't replace my Obersoldaten with more Obersoldaten, so I'm going to have to go for Volkskunde the Sturmpaniers down the road. But my plan now is to just go for the King Tiger because it's cheaper to go for a King Tiger than it is to rebuild a Schwer Panther and then go for a tank. It's roughly the same. You know, Panzer IV is roughly the same price as rebuilding the Schwer Panther quarters and then building the Panzer IV. Ps3yes with more Commandos. Because there's a lot, so even with a large army negation, Sotjador was able to take advantage of and still looking to get some hits in there with the Stroop. Nice play there by Sotjador. He's out to continue to try and silence the mortar emplacement. Or is he actually just firing into the base now? Hard to say here, but it's looking like he's firing at the base. And there he goes, calling it. He called in the Commandos to scout for the bombing run. And I realised what's going on and begin pulling away my armour as Sotjador does as well. Nope, but the glider is stuck on the Mechanized regiment. There we go. Sotjador's howitzer levelled. Almost got the King Tiger ready. Actually firing down the Victus and the section there. Firefly moving up here. Line for gun landing a shot there which bounces gracefully off the Firefly's frontal armour. And we got a Churchill aviary out here for Caesar. That's going to be a bit tricky to deal with just with the Panzer IV. Which of course is a good thing. I'm going then for a King Tiger. Firing around the centre victory point. I'll also manage to grab a Decisive from the Allies at some point. More Commandos from Ps3s. He's just calling them in en masse. He's going to have 4 Commando squads out. That's a lot of Commandos. That is a lot of Commandos. There we go. King Tiger out. Adding the Panzer Commander for, of course, increased line of sight and increased accuracy, so the King does not hit stuff. Aviary moving up here, the Count lands a hit. Machine gun survives a hit from the aviary. Well, Ludwig does, the rest die. On the north, Ps3yes makes a big armor push here with his Cromwell, trying to surround here Sotjador's Panther 4, which has been rather woefully left under-supported here by Sotjador. A bit of a tactical error. He's also filling a ton of manpower. He could consider bunkers or caches instead of floating out now, but there you go, Panther 4 down, he'll have to replace immediately. He could go for a Panther here, or a Sturm Panzer. King Tiger moving ahead here, though he's also going for a replacement howitzer, by the way. To the fire ring down there, close. Sturm Panzer on the way there for Sotjador. Incendiary piercing rounds off here. King Tiger advances. Great hit from the Firefly on it. Popping heat rounds here. And there you go, rockets off. Trying to pull back the King Tiger, but now we got Ps3yes and Caesar trying to swarm it. Need to get the Panther up the support, but his back being repaired. Still, heat rounds doing a lot of damage here for the King Tiger against the British Armour. There you go. Cromwell got stunned by the aviary. Bit of a mistake there. But there you go, nice hit on the aviary. King Tiger already halfway to Veterans 1. Veteran Field Kidney opening up as well, doing some damage. Quickly getting in a few extra samples there with the King Tiger. King Tiger needs to fall back. On North Field, heavier skirmishing going on. As we see Ps3yes launching a counterattack with Commandos and Cromwells. It almost sounds like a game of its own. Commandos and Cromwells. And he's got the Sturmpanzer 4 out. You can still do with some extra stuff here and there though.
A capture point is being overrun.
Sam making up the centre victory point. Grab the centre victory point with Grenadiers. In fact, moving forwards from that. Bring in the Panther to back up. Here's Sotjador as Stuke was about to get rushed here by the Cromwells from Ps3yes. Could also theoretically threaten my King Tiger, which is another reason to remain there to intercede. But getting flanked here by the Cromwells trying to deal with the sappers. Damage engine the Sturmgeschütz. Avery wipes out one of Sotjador's pack crews. Sturm ponies, repair ponies, how to work on the King Tiger. Ps3yes getting more Cromwells. Apparently no consideration for hammer or anvil tactics and something a bit bigger. Got the AB rolling ahead. Benson C1 is very close. Sturm Punch hanging back here for Sotjador. King Tiger almost fixed. Slowly headed to cover the centre victory point a bit better. Machine moving up here from me, straight into the aviary. I hopefully retreating Tom here. I hope. And not really, but I got lucky here. I got very lucky. Fighting for the centre, he always on need to retreat. He's got an incendiary artillery barrage off from Caesar with flame mortar support. Even the support from the ND-34, that's not going to quite work out. Smoke's going to go down as well, but will it be enough? Will it be enough? With King Tiger and Panther 4 good to go, and Armoured Fist ready to punch Churchill on the nose. Far north we got Sturmpanzer, we got troops standing about as well. Cromwell hanging about. Vickers hammering away there. Ace level, but low on health, numbers. So firing down the almost taking out the sappers. There you go, Panther going in, engaging the trench. King Tiger Manol taking out the unit. No armor support nearby here for Caesar, it's just the anti-tank gun. Trench gone. North a bit of armor engaging. If we got the Ace Stroop moving up here for Sotjador, engaging the Cromwell head on, nice work there. You might want to consider some one for these just down to a single Grenadier squad and some Pioneers. Not exactly very healthy there for Sotjador. More Grenadiers or Panther could do them a lot of good, and of course there's still the option of bunkers. So there you go, Grenadiers on the way for Sotjador. Aviary once more setting out for Caesar, another Cromwell away for him. Still no specialization that have been chosen by the Allies. Also a bit of a gap there in his company command post. And setting up another spare punch course to cover around here. Since, well, I'm more or less a full pop cap, might as well just build it up again so we can see it down the road. Get out more stuff. Smoke's been off to cover the rush in the centre victory point, and all one being guarded here by Stuke and a machine gun. Apart from the southern point here, so we've got British infantry moving ahead. Got hardened Orcs, a lot of machine guns coming all up. Panther 4 hanging back here. King Tiger moving ahead. Need to be careful about being closer to Sotjador Telemines. He's been laying down a lot of Telemines, by the way. A lot of them. Still floating a bit too much manpower for my liking. Got another incendiary mortar barrage down. Oh, around the centre victory point. Cromwell in it, catching the King Tiger in a really bad spot there. Not a good manoeuvre of me, truthfully. Avery moving forwards here for Caesar, for the guards armoured. Cromwell taking heavy hits from the Kedron to the rear, got veteran before there. Could hit the ace level, which would be great for me, less great for the allies. Machine gun taken out though by the Aviary. Panther moving up here as well. There you go, Aviary moves straight from the King Tiger. Shot bounces though, the Kedron hand has no issue with that. Got Steel Panther up the flank. Morton Pleasant Ball, they still standing, closing on the ace level there. Sotjador moving up for the centre and the east. As it duels out there with Ps3yes. Anti-tank and crew down, nice work there by Sotjador's howitzer, I believe. Other anti-tank and crew down as well. Panther taking out the Cromwell, leaving Caesar just for the Aviary now. We got a bombing strike in here from Ps3yes, forcing my King Tiger to fall back. Of course, it's also going to level the anti-tank and ensuring the allies can't get them back. So, well, it's going to theoretically anyways do it. Oh! Yeah, there we go. All of the allied anti-tankers that are abandoned are destroyed. Push for the southern victory point there. Sotjador still could be spending his manpower a bit more efficiently. I mean, he could easily be going for a Panther now, or more Stugs. Infantry, bunkers, caches, you know, a bit so there you go. Panther moving up heat rounds again to increase damage. Almost got the Cromwell there. And fails to get rid of the Ace Stug there. Close shave there. Up north we got Ps3yes remaining Cromwell now fighting about there. Note by the Allies have lost all of their fuel caches compared to we still have our fuel cache and I still have my 223. Aviary being pushed back here far on the way there for Ps3yes. And Panther bastard. Stug moving in, King Tiger moving in, there go, the Aviary goes down. Panther about to hit the legendary 3 level there. Fighting for the Sun Victory point again as Caesar launches another relentless assault. Troops being repaired here, Sturmpanzer moving about. Sotjador really needs to get more troops. Now you're going for a Panzerwerfer, but still could easily be going for a lot more than just a single Panzerwerfer. 6-punter gun out here for Caesar. Lots of artillery. King Tiger setting out here. Cromwell moving in, King Tiger moving up. Heat rounds popped again, directed up from the 6-punter gun head on. Shoot, misses. All of a sudden they're all being crushed by the Cromwell. Sappers moving forwards here, right in front line of the fire of the King Tiger. 14 kills. 16 kills, damage in here from a Sapphire anti-tank grenade. More flame mortar support here, bringing down the machine gun by the central card point or victory point. Causing a full rout here, full collapse for the 10th SS. Sapphire moving towards the southern victory point, but there we got the machine gun ready. Virtually a few pounds of water getting knocked out, but the anti-tank guns not too well done there by me, but looks like we do manage to save it, at least for now. But I can also, of course, try and pop emergency repairs if we have the munitions for it. Pants with the damaged engine stuck in a bad spot. We got a Firefly moving in there. 6-punter gun almost being taken out by German artillery, in this case rocket artillery. Trying to get as much repairs before it gets knocked out, since I'm pretty much at this point anticipating it's not going to make it back home to Berlin. And there you go. Panzer IV down to the Firefly 6-punter combo. And gone it is. Leaving me with just a single King Tiger now. So that one is almost good to go again, being repaired up. Kills and Sotjador Stug. Looks like something brewed up, though I'm not entirely sure what. Smoking down there from Ps3yes Cromwell to allow them to rush the victory point. Nice work there. We got the Sturmpanzer in the way though. From advancing, Sturmpanzer are holding back. In the south here we got Oberson Fulton moving about. Machine guns moving in as well. There's Sturmpaniers on the advance. And another area out there for Caesar. Clearly a believer in those. Another combat out here for Ps3yes. Troops suppressed. Oberson Sturmpaniers advancing. There you go, routing all of Caesar's infantry on the front line except for a single unit up here, and that's a machine gun. Stubb taking out one of Ps3yes' remaining Cromwells, if not his last Cromwell for now. Some heavier armoured losses there for the Allies. So though it's still flooding a bit too much there, so it's comfortable. At the same time he has more or less a full pop caps. I can understand it to a degree. King Tiger over there using heat rounds on the Churchill tank, and there you go, combat blitz as well, which increases not just the speed but its rate of fire. Allowing the King Tiger with the heat rounds deal a lot of damage very fast. You might notice here the aviary is getting torn to shreds. So there you go, combat blitz, heat round combo. This devastates Caesar's aviary, rendering it more or less nothing in a matter of seconds. So that's another reason to just use the doctrine, because the heat rounds are pretty good. In particular, combined with combat blitz, we get increases the rate of fire, meaning you can just deal a lot of damage very fast with whatever tank you're using it on. $17 versus 153, looking a bit desperate here for the Allies, to put it mildly. They are rushing it all in they can here versus the Germans versus Harry Hun. But the 10th SS remains stubbornly dug in and refuses to give way to the Englishmen. Shoots and misses. He's going to put incoming fire here though. And we got flame mods pulled up here from Caesar to try and break up my defense, and we even got a bombing run. They're pretty much just trying to flatten this area and to destroy my defense of it. Machine gun there, more or less smoked out. In fact, destroyed. Aircraft rushing in, Orbs are moving ahead. Bombing run over there. King Tiger falling back for repairs for now. Vicious artillery fire there. Orbs on there, managed to get through. Panther 4, number 2 on the way there for me. Caesar's forces though are looking very brutalized, lacking armor. Support them to ultra low on. The mortar emplacement is gone. While it did last for a long time, it ultimately did not last forever. Artillery fire, they almost taking out a section. In the north side, also had working with Sturmpanzer. My orbs on there, grabbing the point here. 6 gun crew down, demolished and annihilated. Command's about to flank through here. Ps3yes flooding some manpower there. Could maybe consider more infantry or caches, or maybe another mortar with just something instead of flooding almost 600 manpower. So they're down to 17 victory points. Another push over the south. Infantry in the way, and of course King Tiger is repaired. Panther moving ahead. Another Panther commander. Line for gun there with 8 kills. Academy over there with veterans with 5. Section members shouted there, but they're totally Panther moving up to try and flank here.
The enemy are wiped out in the infantry section.
Section gone. 15 points left for the Allies. For the Commonwealth. Got Sturmpaniers orbs and machine gun flanking up about here. Further north, machine being assaulted with the Sturmpaniers and the Obersoldaten, already suffering casualty there. Bunkering it off here to ensure it dies. Annihilating the machine gun the crew in the process. Center on the way there for Caesar. Will it be fast enough? Grab the southern point. Center one standing on touch, the northern one being grabbed with a machine gun. Sotjador sending all of his tanks ahead here, going for a lot of pioneers now. Alternating going for another Panther 4. Sturmpanzer rolling hit by the veteran in 4. Nice work there. Ps3yes remaining forces being shattered and the tank guns demolished, and there you go, GG, well played. Game over. A loss here for the Allies, a victory for the German army, a victory for Kruppstahl. A nasty fight right here on Elst Outskirts with some heavy back and forth. some aggressive armor tactics, and then I think part of it is just me being able to rush out tanks before anyone else and just, you know, keep up the armor pressure. Did some good work there at the same time. The Allies, I think, focused too much on me at times, giving Sotjador a lot of free reign to just, you know, flank them and hit where it hurt, because they were just absolutely laser pinpoint. I mean, they kept attacking me, and that just left the flanks exposed a lot of the time. I think had they been a bit more flexible on who they attack, I think they would also stood a much better chance. Additionally, their force composition probably could also done with a bit more here and there, and I think one of them probably should try at least a specialization either for Churchills or Comets, and maybe have a few more tools for them as well. So there's certainly some things that could have been improved. There's also, I think, a bit of lack of smoke there from Caesar, which could also make their attacks a bit easier. But good work there by Sotjador, taking advantage of it whenever they focus on me to just sweep through and flank and whatnot. Very great team player there. Certainly better than me in that department. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell your friends, tell your families, but don't tell your enemies. And if you like what I do, you can donate or pledge on Patreon. Links are in the video description. This is ImperialDane. Cheers. Thank you for watching. You all a wonderful audience. Hope to see you tomorrow again for another exciting episode. Bye.